Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, March 18th. It's a particularly beautiful day out. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to get outside and take a walk in the woods a little bit later. So hopefully, even though we're all distancing ourselves from others, you're making sure to get outside and do something for yourself in the fresh air. So this morning I am going to read to you Elizabeth Bishop's poem, Cape Breton. Elizabeth Bishop was a mid-century poet of the 20th century. And I've always been really drawn to her work. She was raised in Massachusetts and Nova Scotia. And I was also raised in Massachusetts and Nova Scotia. And I'm thinking particularly about Cape Breton, where my family is from right now, because we were supposed to go there in a couple weeks. So this is Elizabeth Bishop's poem, Cape Breton. It's a little bit of a long one, so get a coffee, get a tea, sit down. We'll be in it together for a bit. Out on the high bird islands, Cibot and Hertford, the razor-bill auks and the silly-looking puffins all stand with their backs to the mainland in solemn, uneven lines along the cliff's brown, grass-frayed edge, while the few sheep pastured there go ba, ba. Sometimes frightened by aeroplanes, they stampede and fall over into the sea or onto the rocks. The silken water is weaving and weaving, disappearing under the mist equally in all directions, lifted and penetrated now and then by one shag's dripping serpent neck, and somewhere the mist incorporates the pulse rapid but unurgent of a motorboat. The same mist hangs in thin layers among the valleys and gorges of the mainland, like rotting snow ice sucked away almost to spirit the ghosts of glaciers drift among those folds and folds of fir, spruce and hackmatack, dull, dead, deep peacock colors. Each riser distinguished from the next by an irregular, nervous sawtooth edge, alike but certain as a stereoscopic view. The wild road clambers along the brink of the coast. On its stand occasional small yellow bulldozers, but without their drivers, because today is Sunday. The little white churches have been dropped into the matted hills like lost quartz arrowheads. The road appears to have been abandoned. Whatever the landscape had of meaning appears to have been abandoned, unless the road is holding it back in the interior, where we cannot see, where deep lakes are reputed to be, and disused trails and mountains of rock, and miles of burnt forest standing in gray scratches like the admirable scriptures made on stones by stones, and these regions now have little to say for themselves except in thousands of light sparrow songs floating upward freely, dispassionately through the mist and meshing in brown, wet, fine, torn fishnets. A small bus comes along, in, up and down rushes, packed with people, even to its step, on weekdays with groceries, spare automobile parts and pump parts, but today, only 2 preachers extra, one carrying his frock coat on a hanger. It passes the closed roadside stand, the closed schoolhouse, where today no flag is flying from the rough adzed pole, topped with a white china doorknob. It stops, and a man carrying a baby gets off, climbs over a stile, and goes down through a small, steep meadow, which establishes its poverty in a snowfall of daisies, to his invisible house beside the water. The birds keep on singing, a calf bawls, the bus starts. The thin mist follows the white mutations of its dream. An ancient chill is rippling the dark brooks. So I just love Elizabeth Bishop. And if you're interested, this is a great little complete poems book. She's got some great work in here. Very, very influenced by her travels around the world, but also primarily her upbringing in Nova Scotia and Massachusetts. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Get outside, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Stay well.